Live.
Sure.
Hitting it now.
Mm-hmm.
And there we're live. Hi,
Mm.
Samuel. How are you?
Hi, Stuart. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Guess what, Samuel? Samuel, guess what?
Oh, you are eating a burrito off screen.
No.
You are currently watching dogs in a bath on your phone at the same
No.
time. Look. Those are the only two things I think you could be. So what is it? What is it?
We got a new commander.
Oh, really?
Star Trek Forever has joined the channel at the rank of commander.
Oh, wait.
And then he asked
I
if
don't
his pets
salute.
come in the mail.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, I guess no one salutes. Wait.
Welcome aboard.
Only the ensigns of the chat salute. I'm just like, I'm gonna give a okay.
Yeah, you just pretend he's like, or they're like Shelby. They're looking for your
Ooh.
job, so you gotta be all like.
So you've got to be graceful and hello person, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Commander, eh?
You should listen to this Star Trek Fan Forever commander. They know what they're talking about.
Just because they
Don't be
studied.
all uppity.
I've had experience. I've been here at the front lines for 6 years. They've been out there working on the books. It's not the same as real experience.
Well, thank you very much, Star Trek Fan Forever, for joining
you.
the channel. Very much appreciated.
Very
Those
kind.
are big deals. So they also put in a $5 super chat and say, I was hoping for that season 2 was going to be more like Non Sequitur and Voyager. The present Harry woke up and wasn't much super bad.
Yeah.
Easily could have stayed. And then it puts in another $5.
Thank you.
It's a hypothetical question. You are consulted on Star Trek Picard season 2 on what they should do for a time travel season. What do you tell them to do? Dun, dun, dun. This is where Samuel comes into play because he's a genius with storytelling.
Easy. He wakes up as Captain the Stargazer, and he's in Rathakan uniform, and we see him in a recreation of the bridge, but looking a bit more fancy. He gets to see the same Doctor that we met in season 1. That's why he's in season 1, because he was a new character. And he goes to talk to him, saying, "I don't feel quite right because maybe he's not got his memories properly or something, or he's got temporal aphasia, and therefore we know there's more time travel to come. But we're seeing one part of his story, so he's not quite temporally set. But we see him as old Picard, but he looks like modern Picard to everyone else. He'll be de-aged for, like that classic mirror shot where he walks in front of the mirror, he's de-aged and he's there, and it's like, well, this isn't the start of the story. What the hell happened?" And we cut back to modern day. And he's fine, and he's just saying, "This new android body is fantastic. I've played ping pong for 45 minutes. And then it's like, well, where's the A to B transition point here? There you go. There's the first episode sting.
Star Trek Fan Forever throws in another $5. Thank you so much. Anyone have an alarm clock we can give to our fearless leaders napping and missing their own lives? No, we're always here like a minute or two later generally. Just want to make sure that people are in here. So, and 61 people here with 40 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get it to 50. But Stephen Burnside also throws in £5. Wow, you guys are awesome. Is J. Kames, Lieutenant Dukin from Voyager, interviewing Picard in an interrogation room? Yes, he's one of the temporal agents. That's exactly what you see. Is he going to be the same character? We goddamn well hope so. But, with Star Trek being Star Trek, maybe not. Maybe not so much.
Yeah, super exciting when people told us that, because you really can't tell unless you're, like, trying to pin down who he is. But once you say, it's like, oh, yeah, cool. But, yeah, I mean, that would be... I mean, it makes sense to at some point put temporal agents in. But they might end up retconning, like, he's been there for 20 years because temporal agents folded, and it's like, oh. They might explain why everything's broken. Maybe there was too many temporal events, they couldn't keep track of it, and that's why they fell. It's like, then there was this Red Angel suit garbage, and then there was this Endgame garbage. Like, Janeway did this thing, Spock did this thing, Michael Burnham's in the future. Look, I quit. I quit the agency, and now I just want to be a nice, simple life as a cop in the 21st and a half century, because it's in the mid. And Patrick's like, I just asked for a life story, Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys. Well, welcome. Thank you. Those were some great super chats to lead off the discussion. So,
yes.
Samuel, if you want to go share, we got 71 people here, but I think we can get more in. So
I'd like to think so, because this is some big conversation topics. So
Absolutely.
See you in a minute then.
All right, cool. All right. So guys, hit that like button. We have 50 likes now, but we have 80 people, so that means we can get up to 75 likes easily. Hit that like button if you haven't already. If you're just joining us, or if you've been here the whole time and haven't hit the like button, hit it. Super chats, as you see, are a great way to get your comment read, your question answered, get your voice out there so that everyone can hear it. We do read them all and we do address them all. So thank you so much for everybody that super chats. And as you also saw with Star Trek Fan Forever joining the channel at the rank of Commander, it's not very much a month to join the channel, and it's a very big help. Those channel memberships make a big deal, not only in the monthly income, but also with the YouTube algorithm. They show that people are engaged with the channel and want to be here for these kind of discussions. So if you can, at least click the join button. First of all, make sure you're subscribed, but click that join button and see what the join tiers are. You can get a rank like Commander instantly. You're already the same rank as Samuel, so that tends to piss Samuel off. So if you can, please do. Also, you can send a PayPal if you want. In the description, there's all the information you need for that. Just send it to trekyards@hotmail.com and let us know in the regular chat that you sent it, and we'll read your comment or question via the email from PayPal, if that's the way you want to do it. If PayPal is more your thing, you can do that as well. But lots of ways to support the channel. Just sharing the video around, making sure you're subscribed, have the notification bell icon clicked, all that jazz. It all helps us out and helps you guys out as well to get notified when we're uploading, because we do a lot of content, especially during new Trek. So there's a lot of new Trek on the way. So, but by all means, make sure you are subscribed. There's also links down below for Teespring store and a TeePublic store. So click those. Let's get the TeePublic store activity going. You guys have been doing really great with the new store, and lots of people are buying stuff. So it's really great to see that the Trekyards merch is stuff that people want on their bodies, or on mugs, or on phone cases, or on all the other great things you can get it on. So if you can, please do check that out as well. Maybe just click the link and just check out the store and just see what we have to offer. That would be greatly appreciated. There's also an affiliate link down there for Eagle Moss. We are partnered with them. So if you want to save yourself some money, click that link and then use the discount code Trekyards10 when you check out. And it'll help you out and help us out at the same time, and it's really, really appreciated. So lots of great ways to help us, and just, of course, joining these discussions, even if you can't super chat, just being able to talk in the regular chat with other members of the Trekyardians community and with us. We really appreciate it, because it generates great discussions here, and we definitely love talking about Star Trek. So there you go. Jonathan Davies, I'll get to your super chat as soon as Samuel gets back here. Which looks like any second here, because he's grabbing his earbuds. So there we go. Yeah, he's back. So Jonathan Davies, £5, 21st and a half century. What's this? Duck Dodgers? Yes, Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. Or whatever he was in, I don't remember.
That's good. That's a good reference.
Yeah.
So I do have some breaking news.
Dun dun dun.
Akiva Goldsman, the ever talented chap, did an interview about Picard, and he's a nice sounding man, right? But I don't know if he quite understands the Star Trek world, which doesn't need to necessarily, but he should as a showrunner. He said a couple of things in the interview, and two things of which struck out specifically to me. One of which was the Q story is only the season 2 story.
Okay.
Even though he's in both seasons, he's only that's a Q season. And two, I think it was a show.
It's season 2. Season 2. It's not season Q. I think you got that wrong, Samuel. Season 2, not season Q. I know they rhyme. Could be confusing, but
that's good.
No,
that's good.
Please continue.
That's good. I mean, points to Stuart. 50 points. 50 quite loose, Stuart. 50 quite loose. Yeah.
Trekyards, where the points don't matter. Where everything's made up and the points don't matter. Yeah.
What was that from? Isn't that
whose line is it anyway?
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But wait, anyway, the second piece of information was that, and let me see if I can remember it, because you really messed up my thought process there. Now,
I knew I would, but I had to get in while I could.
Got Colin Mockery in my face right now, mocking me. Oh yes, I believe it was the showrunner of the new seasons, the new chap. As soon as they came in, they said, "Let's do Star Trek 4, but on TV." He was like,
for Star Trek
sounds
3
fun.
or for season 3?
No, season 2. He came in wanting a Star Trek 4 season, which is going back into the past to help save the future. So that's his idea.
Okay.
Which implies, let's be honest, if the new showrunner tells you what to do for season 2, he didn't have seasons 1, 2, and 3 planned. If the showrunner was going to completely change, because you don't just throw a time travel save the universe plot in without meaning to. So the showrunner, the new showrunner said he wanted to do it, so they did it. Thoughts?
Makes me afraid that they don't know what the fuck they're doing because they're not Star Trek fans. Do you know that whale one? That's the only one I've ever seen. It's really great. Let's do a season like that. That's my thought on that, unfortunately. I mean, Star Trek 4 was fun. It was lighthearted. It was a great little adventure. This is the opposite of that, as this is very dark and lots on the line by the looks of it. So, and alternate realities and it's just a whole bunch going on here.
But in fairness, if you look at the first chunk of Star Trek 4, the Earth is getting destroyed. The power's going down. All the ships are black, and that's a very for context of the show. That's a very dark beginning, and then they cut to light of the past.
Yes.
So with the entire world being destroyed around them, if that is the implication here, if you only see a segment of this is the dark future, and then they go back and they spend a good chunk in the past, then it could be fun, lighthearted. I mean, do you see Seven of Nine and Raffi playing some? Oh look, you can't drive a car. Ha 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 ha. Glasses, how much? Is that a lot? That might be a hint that it'll be a very similar format, actually.
I mean, sure, but then you also got the sanctuary districts, which are the very opposite of fun-loving and lighthearted. And they definitely go there, because we've seen that in the trailer. So, I mean, it could be a nice mix of both, and that's what we would want. We want some serious storytelling with some fun stuff as well. We don't want it to be all dark and dour the whole time. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it could work.
Yeah. But Discovery is kind of the dark show. But given the notes on the last seasons, but it's certainly, if this is the implied story, like we've said, how many times we said this every time pretty much. First couple of episodes normally is what the trailer comes in. So if it's the first 3 episodes, it's to set up this new alternate universe, go back, change it. He comes back into present, it's a new present. Boom.
Yeah. I
mean, think of the Nazi storyline for Enterprise. It's like, well, that was dark, but it wasn't what the season was.
Yeah.
Who say they can't? Maybe it was a 3-season arc, and the guy said, "Yeah, but can we spend the first 3 of the season 2 doing my thing first? Then we'll get back to your thing."
Maybe.
I mean, who's to say? Because we definitely don't want to see more than 2 episodes in the past of that past. That would get old very quickly. Dystopian is tricky. But how much can they play that card without being stale? Let's be honest. So beyond that,
Now, here's the question I have: do you think that they all go back in time, or do you think that Rios and some people stay in the future, while Picard, 7 of 9, and like Raffi go to the past?
And Jurati, because she's on the ship.
Dr. Murderer, yes.
Dr. Murderer, yeah.
So is there going to be like past? And then switching to what's going on in present day as well, or do you think it's all going to be everybody goes to the past?
That's a really fantastic question. Part of the greatness of Star Trek 4 was every cast member got something to do.
Yes.
That was one of the joys. If they had less cast, they would have more time for each story to be fun. And it worked in this context. When they had, like, First Contact, what did Beverly do at a certain point? Only so much story, so many characters. So I actually think that's a cool idea. What if we get this point that Rios and Elnor, who are arguably the fighters of the group, Elnor especially, maybe they're covering the retreat, as it were, to go to Lesserina back in time, or the alternate version, and then they're out the story for those 3 episodes, which is fine. And then because they'll then change history, so they won't have ever been they might even get killed. It's irrelevant. History gets rechanged. And they'll give more time to those other characters, because what the hell is if every character has to just play in the past, that'll get also boring quickly. And since most of the stuff will either be very lighthearted or very dark, well, do you keep wanting to cut between Elnor in a sanctuary camp and then Jurati and you know what I mean? So I think that's a really great idea, and that'd be a really powerful way when you know you're going alternate universe, repercussions are irrelevant. You know, Picard could actively destroy ships on his way out to steal this thing, go back in time, because if you're under the timeline, this never happened. So, kill those people, and then it's undone.
You're excited. Yeah, kill those people. Kill them.
Yeah.
Relax.
Because then, if we're then changing the past inadvertently, and he comes back into the present, just different, then you can reset who Rios and Elnor are. And imagine, Elnor's no longer the Romulan refugee he knew, and now Picard's lost his childish, as in child-ish. Maybe he's got quite close to Rios in the past X number of days, weeks, months, years, whatever. Kind of like a son as well. I mean, and imagine the trauma of, well, I saved the galaxy, but do I go back to undo what I did to let these people have shittier lives? Because now Rios is a happy guy. His captain never died. There could be fun repercussions, and then Q thinking, well, this is your chance, Mon Capitan, how much do you change? Or not change? Depends how interesting they go. How intricate. Because time travel, again, another time, I love time travel, but it's got to be important, it's got to be meaningful, it's got to be worth doing. Because it's really powerful and really dangerous. Because retconny, plot holey,
Yeah. Star Trek Fan Forever throws in another $5. So thanks so much. Sanctuary Districts is respecting canon. If it wasn't there, it would be like canon, guys. So the fact that it's there, it's like a cool callback to DS9. Yes, absolutely. That's one of the things about when Voyager goes back to 1996. It's like, doesn't it see that Khan got launched into space? Yeah. Well, they hid that over on the other. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, no, it's good that they're using actual canon. Thank you.
And Sergeant Montgomery says they all go. Rios looks up and out his ship, saying, "We have moved." Yeah, but that's when they shift universes, not to go back in time. There's two different jumps happening, so we can't say which one. We don't see Rios in the present day stuff, so we can't speak to that.
I think we might, because we do see a scene with him in a tuxedo, with Picard in a tuxedo, and the lady. Well,
but then that implies they're nicking their Romulan friend. So what?
Yeah.
So she happens to be on the ship when they happen to see Q, when they happen to go in old universe. She happens to be unaffected. But that's a lot of happens to be's. I can imagine that might be the second plot line, which is once they fix everything, they come back to the present. Now the second plot begins, because that seems quite lighthearted as well. Alien tuxedo. Anything could happen. That's the point. But that's very true. And the fact that Laris just finished filming, they already wrapped season 2 last week, means that she's probably in one episode of season 3, I guess. Because you don't wrap a season and then quickly film something else for that season. A wrap actually means a wrap. Like, that's when you call it, you call it. But she wrapped after they finished, so she's in season 3.
This is the new Star Trek team. They probably went, that's a wrap. Oh, wait, we forgot a whole big thing. Oh, yeah. Anyway.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. 112 people here now, which is amazing. 78 likes. That's also amazing. Hit that like button. Let's get it to 100 likes. That's very easy, very doable right now. If you just joined us, please hit it. Respecting canon would help this series, absolutely. So, go ahead.
Well, and using the Sanctuary scripts, I mean, once you go back to any era between 1993 and 2070, there's a canon to go into. But and it doesn't take much to embrace that era. Because I actually rewatched the episode as well, parts of it, and most of the world is fine and modern. It's just the people who, not even like bums, just unemployed, and it's a terrible, putting the people that have nowhere to go of society in those areas. But most of the world is fine. It's just those are the people that the rich don't want to look at, the middle class. Although I really kind of hope we do see the crappy computers that they use, and they've made a big thing of making them be touch screens. Big thing, like statuses and fingers and such, which obviously they're pre-made displays that then had to time by pushing. But that was we're the 2030s, so they have touch screens, and it's like yes we do. Yeah,
it's true. But yeah, I mean, like we kind of alluded to, there isn't. So I think there's probably something that happens that perhaps changes the future, or the present that they're in to begin with. They decide we got to go back to fix this. They go back, they probably fix it or try to come back to the future, and it's still not quite right, is my guess. Which would be very interesting if they have to maybe go back again, and we see a different version of the past based on like they go back a few years after they change whatever they changed. That might be interesting, kind of a jumping around. But I mean, you got Q there that can just go like everything's right again now. Thanks. So and Q's kind of one of those guys that will do something to teach you a lesson, and then at the end will be like, it's fine, it's fixed now. So unless he's being coerced by the continuum to
or like
not be
tentacle
like that.
creature AIs.
Yeah.
Well, with Q, it's about the journey, not the destination. All Good Things was to teach Picard a lesson and to help save the galaxy, but Tapestry was about him again learning, because all those things were Q created universes and realities and whatever. So it does lower the tension a bit when if he's the one that puts in the past, then either the past has already been changed and he's gone to tell them. He changed it, which makes it less important. But I always get the vibe that something changes and he goes to Picard and says, "Oh, hey there, dude. Just so you know, your universe is broken. You should go back." But then, why can't he send them back? Because if they use a Borg Queen to go back, Q could send them back. Unless Picard insults him so drastically that he says no, which is possible, but odd.
Very possible, yeah.
It's like they've introduced so many little threads. That's why I'm wondering if Q is the one that first does time travel, and then they say, no, we want to do it a different way. We want to do our own route. How do we go back without Q? Borg Queen. Because I really like the idea of the present being different. That could be really fun. And we've got to double go back and change things. Because there was, what movie did that happen? Where they've got... Oh, it was Back to the Future, wasn't it? Or something where the present is changed and they have to go back again to rechange it. It must be...
That's Back to the Future.
It's so rewarding to be like...
The alternate 1985 timeline, yeah.
What do you guys think? Is it going to be a double whammy? Because once you commit to time travel and Q, that's the universe logic breaking or universe breaking stuff at your fingertips.
Yeah. Let's see. Kyle Wong throws in £5.
Thank you.
What is Whoopi Goldberg's Guinan's role in this? Is she still on Earth when they go back in time? That might be a distinct possibility. But it'll be interesting to see how they tie her in, because she does have a relationship with the Borg and she does have a relationship with Q as well. So how big a role she's going to have is questionable. It might be a small, minute-long conversation kind of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Another thing, but Goldsman said in his interview they hadn't actually finished writing season 2 by the time they filmed season 2, which isn't great anyway, given they had an extra year of prep. But if Patrick asked Whoopi to be in the show before the pandemic, so that was 1 year and 3/4 ago or more, did it, I don't think, with permission, because it didn't feel like it was with permission, and then everything gets rewritten and changed. Who's to even say? Like, there was obviously no plan for that for her. Don't get that vibe. But in the Goldsman interview, and again they do lie. He did say, well, he didn't say anything. Apparently, when asked about Whoopi, because they said she was announced, and apparently he just smiled cheekily.
Yeah.
But would you want to see a de-aged Guinan in the past? Because that's expensive, and Brent looked so good, and you've got all the pressure of all the extra elaborate hair, and she's was a big movie star. People know her face. People know whatever. It's a bit of pressure, isn't it, to get de-aged Guinan, because he can't look old. They don't age. I mean, she didn't age from what was it, 1800s to 2400s. So if she didn't age in 500 years, she ain't. You can't just have her be in it. You got to do a massive lot of de-age, and not just like a little bit, like a lot of it.
Yeah.
Although she can just wear a hat maybe to hide the hair. Who knows?
Yes, absolutely. George Mangrum, no, $5. When John Luke meets up with Guinan, do you think she will know the timeline is off, like in yesterday's Enterprise, or will it be evil Guinan? I think it's going to be the first one. She's going to be like the litmus test to know that something's wrong, or that maybe they come back to the present, think everything's fine, and she finds Picard and says something is not right here.
That's good. That's actually really
that
good.
would be, yeah. Everything seems right when they first get back. They all go their separate ways. He goes back to his villa, and then she shows up like a week later or something and says something's not right. That would be interesting. That would be very interesting, actually.
No, that'd be fantastic. Because you've got this dramatic, alternate, dark universe plot. Resolves. We think everything's fine. And then, just like Daj did in the first season, she goes to Chateau and says, I haven't seen you in a while, Picard, but yeah, this is whatever you did to save the timeline, you know about that? I can feel it. Something's wrong, and they've got to investigate what's wrong. And turns out they left one thread that very slowly went through history in those 200 years and affected something on the Stargazer because they keep showing Stargazer. And now he's got to go back to that point, you know?
Well, Dan Ben, formerly Dan23, says Whoopi Goldberg said in an interview that she comes aboard the ship, the Serena, talks to Picard briefly, and then leaves. I haven't seen anything about that, but interesting.
I mean, that wouldn't be very good if that's all she did. Not exactly worth all the waiting and...
Still, Star Trek fan forever says, puts in $5, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
And says, if they don't all go back, wouldn't that cause some kind of paradox? Unless they do it like the CW show where they all don't go on, where they don't all go on the mission. Well, that's the thing. If there only a few of them are going on the mission to the past, maybe there's an imminent threat in the present, but fixing the past will fix that as well.
But then it's the alternate. It's everything's only to, you know, something happened. Now we're all Nazis. You have to go back and stop it. And Q stopped us from being part of the. You know, Q kept our brains intact, and now we have to go back because, you know.
Well, it could be too that going back in time might not be successful because the odds are against them. So to ensure that if the past works, everything's reset fine. But if it doesn't, we still need to take care of this immediate threat while we're like in the present. So they could split the team up that way as well to deal with that. Because if the past thing works, whatever they do in the present will be mute regardless, right? So, but if it doesn't work and they're just hedging their bets, that would be pretty interesting, actually, depending on what the threat is, I guess.
But it's hard to have a threat where, you know, it doesn't really matter if they solve it or not because that's half of the storyline of the series being relevant. And that's a really tricky thing to, like, keep consistent. I don't know if these writers are up for that. That's, like... Oi. That's a real thing, Stuart. Yeah. That's a real thing. But it keeps throwing us off. They're throwing too many different story potentials. And, like you'd said, you found the original teaser had the Par-Wraith Bajoran thing. Well, that doesn't link to anything. But it must do. They built a prop. They focused on it. They filmed it in an empty room. Like, that's something meaningful. And then we know that Brent's in it as the Doctor, presumably, although I still think it's going to be young Data on the Enterprise. Showing they can do de-age right. Because they did it for lots of other people better. Etc.
And they recently hired on a really great deep fake artist for Mandalorian for the next season. So maybe they've learned. 130 people here with 91 likes, guys. Wait. We need to get 100 likes.
No, you guys got a funny thought.
We've 9 more likes to get to 100, but now we have 130. I'm aiming for 120. So let's see if we can hit that 120 mark right now. Hit that like button now. Hit that like. Here's your third reminder to hit that like button. And here's your fourth and fifth, I don't know, sixth, seventh reminder. This live stream.
Ooh,
Hit that
wow.
like button.
Wow.
Hit that like button again. And here's another reminder. Do you hit that like button? Sorry.
What if they meet another goddamn Brent Spiner sung in the 2030s or whenever they've gone in the past?
So like a ancestor of
mega ancestor. That gimmick.
Got pretty powerful DNA to put the same in every goddamn timeline.
But he does though, Stuart. That's the thing. We've seen three versions of him, all looking like Brent Spiner. So I would have another version looking like Brent Spiner. That could be a fun gimmick, actually, especially if you included both Brents in the same season. I can't imagine if you include Data as well. You got three different Brent Spiders. Yeah,
we tweaked
I won't do Star Trek again. 3 Brents in one season.
We know he tweaked the DNA of the augments in Enterprise. What if he wanted to work on cybernetics, but what if he wanted the work to carry over? So he altered his DNA so each iteration of him would be just as smart with the same information.
Ooh.
Because that's why they look alike all through. That'd be cool because he has messed with DNA before. So,
well, I mean, go back one step. What if Sung his name's Arik Sung, who wanted to do augments to help Earth. That was a big part of him in Enterprise, but he wouldn't have been alive during the original. But what if his dad was alive during the augments? What if he was like one of the original scientists that worked on Khan Superman? And then his son took the mantle to turn his dad's bad research into good research. They got effed over by Archer. Cybernetics led to Son led to actual Sung, which then led to illegitimate son Sung. All Brent Spiner. That could be really interesting, actually. It'd be weird, but they love me. How many Brent played? That's an internal joke within Trek. So, yeah, 21st century him too. Then he can be as old as he wants to be. Maybe. You know what you should do? Make him look like the guy from Independence Day.
Jesus Christ! Maybe that's him. Maybe that's an ancestor that was at Area 51. Yeah, there you go.
Wouldn't you laugh if that Sung and Picard's like, Sung? Hey, Baldy! It's like, oh god. And then the gimmick of once Padre's talking like this, that Sung can do the Picard accent because Brent does a Picard accent. They can make that in the meta canon. Oh my god, Stuart, why can't I write official Star Trek? I'd make so many people happy.
God damn. Chuck A says Laura has yet to show up. I'm sure Laura will show up at some point in one of the shows, maybe Lower Decks.
In 2029, when they can be bothered to use the canon in that way. That's true. Put Laura in Lower Decks. That's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Mark Lawrence throws in $5, so thank you. If they go into 2026, CVN 80 Enterprise will still be under construction. Could have fun with that. Yes, they absolutely could. It's the Enterprise. Kyle Wong throws in $5. Do you think they use Bajor time orb to time travel? No. It's a possibility. The implication that in the trailer is that they need the Borg Queen to do what they did in First Contact, create the chronoton thing to get them back in time. So that's kind of what's implied there with the Borg Queen, but who knows? It could be misleading. It is a trailer after all. That's what they do.
Although I would actually think again, depends how fun, how gimmicky, how canon you want it to be, which the fact they're using the Borg Queen, Q, Stargazer, Alternate Universe, Time Travel, Picard, 7 of 9, like...
Did you say Guinan in there?
Guinan, yeah. Like, this is a hefty canon usage. So let's not take them that they're not using what they should be, etc. So what if, and this gets convoluted and just doubling down on your idea a minute ago, time gets changed. Oh no. And Q keeps Picard and his team's brain fine. Not sure why he doesn't keep everyone else fine, but whatever. Mon Capitan, you need to go back and stop this. Okay, great. Now we're in the past, Sanctuary. We think we fix it. We send back to the present. Half works, not fully works. God damn it, we've got to go back again, but Q's nothing. Okay, where's the next thing we do? Borg Queen. Okay, Borg Queen, great. Back in time. Forward in time. Hasn't worked. Okay, how else can we go through time? God damn it. Orb of time. Yes, orb of time. Go back. Okay, still doesn't work. Last chance, Guardian of Forever. Carl! Time travel. Now it's solved. And Carl's the final thing we see in the season with the top hat. I mean, that might be a funny little gimmick of how many different ways can we time travel, because we keep having to...
And Carl's like, I can't keep helping you guys. I need to move my location. And that's the whole impetus for why the Guardian isn't where it is in Discovery in the future.
And the last one's a slingshot. So every 3 episodes, have to go back and forward and back in time, different means. So every time they do that trick, the universe is different. I mean, it'd be kind of funny. It would be so entertaining. Because you've got an all the time right there, right there.
Star Trek fan forever throws in $2 and says, "Call that episode a fistful of Brents."
Or
and
Spinner's Day in the big city.
Kyle Wong throws in £5. Funny if they land in 2020, middle of a pandemic, lockdown, and they have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
And that's how Jurati and Seven become close. Because they're forced to stay in one room together. Oh no, they're running out of rooms, and the lights are down, and the power's off if you use candles, and all they can have food is on a little tin in the middle of 2 candles, and it's just and there's sirens playing outside, but it sounds like music to them, and it's just romantic.
All right, on that note, like everyone, we need 7 more likes to get to 120. Please do. We'd really appreciate it. All right.
Although Ash says, what if Picard accidentally changes Khan's destiny, and that's why we have Lan Union Sting in Strange New Worlds? Well, Khan was launched before they go back, so that would be a hell of a jump, and the only thing they can do to Khan would be to actually find the Botany Bay in between, which there's not much narrative you can do there. So, although if they do that and Benedict Cumberbatch appears, it's like, wow, hi Benedict, god damn.
Trout Bum Wombat says, someone please reassemble lore. I think you mean B4, because it's B4 that's in the drawer, not lore. Well, that's a lot of rhyming. I sound like Dr. Zeus.
I mean, lore was shot and disassembled too, just unknown location, maybe disabled.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery throws in $2. Is time broke yet? Stay tuned for Picard season 2. Dun, dun, dun. And Pixie throws in $5. Thank you so much. Guinan is a time traveler herself, though. It's got to be super time travel oriented. Wish they just bring me Picard to the 21st century. I think you got the wrong implication with Guinan. She's not a time traveler. She's just a very long-lived species, and she likes to travel and listen. So she was just happened to be on Earth in the 1800s. So, and on the Enterprise B. Well, yeah, when the energy ribbon thing happened. So,
yeah,
that was her leaving Earth.
I mean, she does time travel in that she steps forward and time passes with her. Yeah, no, she's just been around a long time. So if they meet her, this will be post Times Arrow. I know who Data and Picard is, but I don't have a relationship with them yet.
Yeah.
However, you could always say that she says, "I've always liked bald men." We never got an answer to that, really. What if
she said a bald man was kind to me once?
Yeah, and what if this bald man in this version of timeline with D.A. Whoopi, he's the one that's really kind to her. And then she trusts him because this is the real Picard that... my goodness.
And tertiary adjunct says Nexus. Yeah, maybe this is all... Picard's always been in the Nexus. He's been in the Nexus this whole time. And Guinan's in there, of course, we know, at least an echo of her, so... And
Heck No says he wrote for Star Trek. What did you write for Star Trek, Heck No? Tell us in the chat. But you already brought another way of time traveling. So after the time traveling first contact Borg technology, after the orb of time, after the slingshot, then they go into the Nexus, and we just see Serena fly into the Nexus, and then we literally see old Patrick on a green screen looking at young Patrick and William Shatner. It's like, no, I'll do that later, and then he walks past them. It's like, what? Because why can't he bring Kirk back? Because Kirk's still the Nexus. Remember, you never leave the Nexus. That was important. So stay remnants.
Yes, there's always an echo of you in there, yeah.
Not necessarily you could bring you corporally. I don't know why you can take the part of you of the Nexus before you left the Nexus out, and then make sure you go back into the Nexus to make sure you go out to the Nexus the other time. Because if it's a non-temporal entity, then you've always been there and you've never been there.
Yeah.
Basically, go talk to William Shatner. That's what I'm saying.
Jay Donaldson, he's been in the Nexus the whole time. That's why he's been living out his fantasies of being an action hero. Yeah. Yeah.
Although, if his action hero then turned to a depressive old man, that was a dream gone too far, wasn't it?
Yeah. Christian Shanks says, not excited, done with dystopian Trek. What are they trying to compare the Federation to now? Gee, could they have picked another tired trope? Well, it depends. I mean, we've only got the trailer to go on and some images, so we'll have to wait and see, really. But,
yeah, I mean, I do think there's a certain level of this isn't really the season. And in fact, again, Michael Chabon did say, don't think the Borg Queen's in it a ton. Like, don't get your hopes up for that being a big plot element. It's not.
Well, Daniel Taylor says Guinan had the echo of herself in the Nexus because she was beamed out. She was ripped away from it instead of leaving by choice. I think that's what he's implying, which is interesting. I don't know if that's focused on more in the novelization of it, maybe. Maybe there's a better explanation why she's still there, because she does say in the dialogue she was ripped away from it. So...
But it's also a case that she was also in the Nexus because she was in the Nexus in TNG, and therefore she was always in the Nexus. Like, the Echo goes both ways. You know, the Echo is backdated because it's always there. It's a non-temporal agency of the Echo, of the. But they're out of phase, weren't they? Because once you're in the Nexus, like, you're in the Nexus. What does it matter that your body has to be destroyed or that you're, you know what I mean? Like, you're there. You're already taken by the energy. It's just they managed to beam out somehow because it's sci-fi.
Well, I think it was implied, though, that because Kirk and Picard left of their own free will, which no one has ever done, because everybody's been, like, totally want to just stay in the Nexus, that they actually, there's no remnant of them left in there, is what my understanding was. But who knows? Because they did choose to leave. Although they left it, pick a time like a week earlier. That's another discussion.
And also, let's be fair. How many people are really in the Nexus? It's a slow-moving ribbon. You ain't flying into it. You ain't getting accidentally. You're seeing it coming. Like, maybe a couple of planets, but if they're space travel able, they're able to leave. And if they're not, then they've cavemen in huts in the Nexus. Like, there's not going to be thousands of space travel in the Nexus for no reason. You don't just get,
They say you can't get in by go flying into it with a ship, and yet that's exactly what happened to Guinan. Her ship was being destroyed and got, like... Anyway.
I would doubt there's very many people in the Nexus at all. I mean, like I said, mostly planets that they happen to hit 50,000 years ago.
We don't know how old it is or what it's hit in the meantime, where it's traveled, so who knows? Because
remember, the only reason that Soren knew what it was because he physically interacted with it. They didn't know what it was. Even TNG, they were just like, they bumped into it a while ago. So it's not as if it's a known phenomenon, which means it hasn't like done much in our galaxy, in our quadrant of note.
It's like Halley's Comet. It just flies around. It's like, oh shit, that thing's on its way again. Oh, it's flying by.
And you just
scans just show its energy.
Yeah, you just don't fly into it. And what you're going to detect with scanning, it's weird. But since it's the person himself that creates their reality in the Nexus, all you need is one person to sort of exist and give it life. You know, I can imagine 50,000 people, but yeah, the Nexus is like so rare, it's just random and unfilled.
Jonathan Davies, though, £2, more time loops than a box of Cheerios.
We'll
I would have
see.
said Fruit Loops, but. And Sergeant Montgomery, $2. Duquesne stuck in the past investigating Bell riots? Possibly. We like the idea that he's stuck there and he's a temporal agent, so he knows, well, he would know about Picard, or that would be interesting. I don't think they're necessarily going to do that, but fingers crossed.
I mean, you might. I mean, you said this before. He's only stuck in the sense that time, whatever changed time, actually did affect time people, actually erased them properly, and so now he's unable to get back to his ship. So he's been stuck, but he still has all the temporal. He's still got his tricorder, he's still got his phaser, he's still got his no knowledge, and he can help Picard. But for some reason, he can't go forward or back in time. I mean, you need a spaceship, really. Because what's the use of the tricorder if you can't connect to the server that lets you time travel? Not a lot, apart from the scanning.
It's like having a cell phone in the 1800s. Yeah. It's great till the battery dies, and then you have no cell towers, you have no service.
You've got a great camera at that point, and a calculator. Yeah. So that would be great. It was very much the Voyager
and the Angry Birds.
Or Flappy Bird if you haven't thrown it to the ground yet. Your phone, which is great. Although powerful enough to undo all of the guys that are immune to temporal power. That said, Q could do that if he wanted to erase all time cops. He could, but since Burnham's in the future, it sort of makes it all a bit moot. Because if this version of the future erases everything forward, then Burnham's also erased. Because she can't get to the future, which is Federation, if it's always this alternate universe. That's why it isn't. Everything's alternate universes, and so Burnham's not really in the future. She's in a future. It's already got overrode dozens of times at this point. What was this poll you did? Didn't see it.
Oh, I just ended it. As you asked. I was what people were most excited for in Picard season 2.
Yeah.
I knew that last one when I put it on. This is probably gonna get the most votes, but I thought I'd check it out anyway. So.
Yeah, no, that's very fair. That's very likely.
The polls are fun. I really like having the poll option.
Could do with more than 4 though, but that's just us being greedy.
Yeah.
But if the Borg Queen's barely in this season, then it really is just a MacGuffin, and I think we both agree that it's not really a Borg Queen. It's just one of the bodies of a Borg Queen that still has the technology and access to the collective mind, just not the personality of a Borg Queen. And the reaching out for Jurati is more of a, well, it still exists as an entity with a basic child's brain, but not actually this smarmy, full Borg Queen personality. Because, boy, you would think those would be hard to capture successfully, whereas if you can find an unutilized drone body, that's more interesting to me.
Well, one of the interesting things that we pointed out too was the fact that she's not like the Borg Queen. She's a different species. She's got, different things going on, and tendrils or something. I don't know. It's. So is it a Borg Queen, or it's hard to say, honestly, because the other Borg Queens we saw were the same. So.
I mean, even with the visual retcon reboot, it's just annoying because that was you can't use the, well, TOS had no budget. First Contact had a budget. Not really an argument anymore, is it? It's more just because they wanted to change it, and that's not a good enough reason to change, unless it's a new. And arguably, and this would be fun, if the Borg Queen in Endgame did so much damage to the collective that to recreate order, they had to do a different Borg Queen species, because they have several on tap, I'm sure. This one can deal with different problems, so they had to swap to this new. It's like the Cylons, different models of different specialties. So they had to swap to this alien race because back to basics, or we got to deal with this, which is fun. I like that. The Queen is not the race, the Queen is not the name, the Queen is the role. So Borg Queen can be any race that the Borg choose to give the consciousness. So that's suits me just fine.
And Tertiary Adjunct says she's just a primary adjunct drone. They all look alike. Michael Stark says, I think the Borg Queen looks like Kobali.
It does a bit.
In Voyager that takes over deceased bodies. Head makeup does look similar. It could explain the zombie-like Queen in the trailer.
Okay, I'm having a look, and, well, kind of. I wouldn't put that truly out there, but that's interesting.
Loud meme or mime. Sorry. Thunder Shorts, HTD. Will Q make Jean-Luc Picard a fully human again? That's the hope, at least, by the end of the season. As one last gift. I mean, that would be great.
I mean, they're undoing so much of, let's remove the holograms in the Enterprise because we made a mistake. No, it's not a. They're a bit too different. I mean, it's just sort of an alien with stuff on her head. That's a problem. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's it. I can see why you'd think that they were the same, but yeah, upon closer inspection, not so much.
Yeah. But I think they realised that it was a mistake to make Picard an android. It doesn't add or do anything to the character. It's like killing Spock in Star Trek 3. We're just going to undo it and move on. It can be a growth moment, but it's like that. We killed Leonard because he asked to be killed, not because he wanted to, and now he wanted to come back, so we brought him back. We want to kill Picard because dramatic moment, I guess, and then realised actually no one really likes that idea and it adds too many problems. Let's undo it. How can you undo it? God being.
Tom Zeros 48 puts in $5. Thanks so much, Tom. If they write it well, it won't be the danger to the timeline that matters, but the journey of the characters caused by the danger. Yes. We want to care about the characters. So yeah, the writing has to be good.
And hopefully they'll make everyone better. Hopefully they won't give Jurati a drug addict storyline again. I don't know how.
Maybe she won't murder anybody this season.
Sorry, I meant Raffi, a drug storyline. Yes, Raffi. Yeah,
gotcha.
Jurati, hopefully no murder. 7, hopefully it's more like 7. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Matt Boardman though throws in $5.
Oh my God.
I'm really hoping that Q brings Picard flowers again, looking for a Jean-Luc Picard. They're not going to replay that joke, unfortunately. Looking for a Jean-Luc Picard?
I mean, they might play that joke. You never know. Somewhere in the maybe in the interrogation room, he's like, "How do you spell your name, Jean-Luc Picard?" It's like, no, Picard, 2 R's. Because I mean, this is because they could be red herrings, All this could be red herrings.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's a trailer. They're generally deceptive, so we're talking about this now, but I don't know. We know a few plot points anyway, so. 125 likes is awesome, guys. 145 of you here. I think we could probably get 150 in likes because people come in and out of the stream. So if you're just coming in and you haven't hit that like button yet, hit it. Another 25 to get to 150 would be amazing.
Because I'm wondering, what is 7's story going to be? Because you don't just include them.
What's her love's interest with Raffi? That's all it is.
That's probably what I was going to say. Is that, or are we still dealing with Borg Queen? I mean, is that going to be a storyline? Is being confronted with the Borg again after so many days? Because she was on the cube a few days ago.
Or is she going to have to take the role of Borg Queen at some point? Yeah.
That great storyline. Why are you laughing, Stu? Why are you laughing?
But I'm not. It's you heard wrong.
Yeah, why do people keep saying that as if it's a good thing that people want? What does that even mean? She's the Borg Queen, so you want her to control a collective genocide organization?
Who then they should make them like Canadians. They'll be friendly and help out.
But she can't overwhelm the collective voice. The collective voice overwhelms you. Sorry, doesn't matter who she is. 7's still going to get taken by the whole. I'm fine with her being able to control a cube, maybe, like a ship. I'm fine with her maybe even summoning the collective. Now, yes, you could almost say maybe the story is to... Because a queen can disconnect people from the hive. But that's a queen that is the hive, not a actual entity who is separate. Because she could go in and turn everyone's Wi-Fi off and everyone's free and free drones like that, but no, the hive mind is more powerful. That's the entire point. I mean, it broke through Tuvok's, drugs and. Because otherwise, what's her point? Is it just to be there to be there? Because we could, because we had the Feminist Ranger being a thing, but it wasn't very interesting. We had the Vajazel thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Seven's role is going to be? What do you guys think?
Yeah, we need your help here, guys. We kind of played out our ideas now. We need to let us know what you'd like us to talk about here. The Queen was a little girl and lost her identity a long time ago.
And several bodies ago. Because she got blowed up.
Eric Martin throws in $5. I'll be having lunch with Eric Martin tomorrow. He's coming to London, so.
Oh damn!
But he throws in $5. Fuck that word. I can't even say it right now. I don't know why. Totalitarian. There you go. Picard in that picture is missing his "Make Earth Great Again" baseball cap. Oof. It's bad, Eric. Bad. Sergeant Montgomery, $5. Any thoughts on the Reckoning tablet that appeared in the trailer? I think it might be sought after at the end of season 2. Maybe we will see Cisco in season 3. Well, the dream is to see Cisco come back, though. It's like as a whatever form, but I don't think we're going to get that. I think it's better to leave him like, when will he come back? We'll never know, because he can come back anytime he wants. So, plus Avery Brooks probably won't be coming back, unfortunately. So, as for the tablet, it could be a lead into the second half of the season. Hopefully this gets wrapped up fairly easily, this whole thing, because I don't want this to be a whole season. But yeah, season 3 is definitely a possibility for that. It could be like the last 2 episodes of this season that they find it, they're back, everything's fine, they find it, and a new adventure begins, and that's how it ends on a cliffhanger for season 2 going into season 3.
And not that I would, Avery is, I don't think he's even doing his teaching anymore. He's kind of double retired. He's probably not very well mental health wise. But it'd be interesting but silly in a lot of ways. Then if you've got season 2, the god being is Q, and season 3 the god being sending on a mission as Prophet Cisco. But in voiceover, because you could have an audio voiceover, and I'm sure Avery could manage an audio voiceover.
Heck no, says, dude, I worked with some of you. You can see my icon. I mean, I see a face, but it's very, very, very small.
I worked with some of you. What does that even mean?
I don't know. See if you can recognize him. Shannon Nash, though, $5. Making 7 the Borg Queen is senseless and negates her character arc from Scorpion onwards. Well, Picard negated her character arc.
Negated his own character arc too.
Yeah, so that's irrelevant at this point.
And also, the interesting thing about 7 post Voyager was going to be how she becomes human again, how she finds her family on Earth, how she takes back the name Annika Hansen, or picks a new name for herself, something else, Hansen, etc. How she chooses to do with her life. Is she going to go with science? Is she going to stay with her crew? Is she going to marry Chakotay? Is she going to have kids? Is she going to try and help defeat the Borg or undo drones for many? That was interesting. But to have it just be how would you say, just a hired gun raider freedom fighter in very tiny ships that get destroyed instantly, and that okay, it's very strange, obviously.
Hypnosis 7 is not a Borg. She would have a different personality. Yes, but she's aware that she was a Borg. That's the thing, because she's like looking at herself like, where'd my implants go? She still has the memories, I assume everybody does, of what the timeline should be like. But so she would still be the same person. So
unless Q puts their minds back in their bodies, it still gives them the memories of that universe, but that's clearly not the case because they're all confused. or that'd be super helpful to know your universe before you start playing with it. You know, Picard trying to give an evil speech, and he's in, "Well, I am the evil Jean-Luc Picard. Hello, hello." And it's like, oh god.
Am I not particularly sinister or adequately sinister?
All hail Picard, the French evilman. Long live the French. Long live the French. Yeah, that could be the joke. I mean, maybe Picard's French accent evil man was his audition video, Picard season 2. You know, can you play an evil Frenchman? Tune in to find out.
SWTX Chaser, $2. Khan never leaves. Earth conquers Borg in alternate timeline. That's a lot to take in. So Khan is like ruler of Earth, and then they conquer the Borg. The Supermen conquer the Borg. I don't know what you mean.
Well, I mean, if you're leading in Strange New Worlds, then making a time, someone goes back and makes sure Khan stays on Earth, that would change all human history. I could see that becoming a totalitarian universe. Creates Lan Noonien seeing as many, and then when he changes the universe, she's a remnant that still sort of doesn't quite get erased out. Interesting. 200 years post Khan. It could be really fun, and you hire some new guy that looks like Ricardo Montalban, just like really old. And then you get to some like Zephyr Cochrane Enterprise. You have like a clip, like in every big screen TV on Earth. There's Khan's, talking, although that doesn't fit with anything we've seen, but visually interesting.
Yeah. Tangerine Star 26 puts in £2. So thank you. Could 7 be Picard's link to his humanity now that he's a synth? I mean, he's got all of his memories. He's got all of who he was in there. So no. See, yeah, that's the thing we're kind of glazing over, is the fact that he's a synth now. Is that going to play a part in this at all? Because I think Q's going to at least reference it. He's got to. It's Q, for Christ's sakes. That's exactly what he would do. So,
Well, not just that, but I think Picard, having lost his heart when he was young, would have to come to terms with, I'm no longer fully human. My innards are robot or machine. So he probably never felt the same again. I can see Picard being synth body, like, instantly accept it. I'll be honest. That's all characters like, oh wow, I'm still me. I don't think he'd have a personal crisis. Personally, I don't think that's sort of in his character. I can see like Lavar or Riker having just like, what? I'm a synth. But I think Picard would be just, okay. Sure, why not?
Going where no man has gone before.
I mean, if anything, Picard would be helping Seven with the humanity again, because now they can relate more robot to robot, and partially, but they already had like assimilated past connection, but now obviously he's not been assimilated previously. It's a different body.
Mikhail Wong though throws in £4.50, so thank you. I want to see Miles O'Brien appear in the show. I mean, yes, Miles O'Brien in anything would be great. But
just the fact that bringing the sanctuaries is worth enough.
And Shannon Nash says, I think once Q makes the snap, Picard is human again. I would love that. This is what's happening. Oh, by the way, I don't like you as a synth. Snap, and then that'd be great.
Maybe he even says part of humanity was knowing that you have an end that's human-like. I'll give you that gift back. Because what if Synth Picard can work out turn his pain receptors off? I mean, he's a robot. Data could turn his motion chip off in his brain, and this is he's a android body, like. So
the implication was that he's exactly like he was. He's still gonna die at the same age. He's even though he's got this android body, he's not super strong. He's nothing like that. He's just been transferred over, and the android body is now what his physical form should be like.
Yes, but either he's an android body or he's a human replicant body. If he's an android, then he's made of circuits, organic circuits, but circuits, then he can turn stuff off with enough practice and control. If he's just a human form, then he's not a synth, he's just a non-human humanoid. Like, what is a golem? Is it fully organic? Or is it just a clone of that? Well, then it's just a clone. It's a clone body.
Golem is a statue that you put a scroll or whatever. Yeah, so it's I know what you mean.
But then he's just a clone, which they've already done, which would be fine. Like by making it link directly to, because remember that's what this son could do. He can make humanoid synths, which were stronger, faster. Like they just made him not have those abilities, but they could all do cool things. So like I say, it would be fun if he like works out turn his pain receptors off, should be in his ability set, and then he's like, nope.
And Nathan Head makes a good point. If Picard is a synth now and no longer technically human, is he qualified to represent the human race in a Q trial? Maybe that's one of like the
disqualified
contracts. Yeah, where you cheated. You should have died. You cheated. You just waited out the whole trial, and now humanity's back in the hot seat again. Good job, asshole.
It was a mistrial. This is trial number 2.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Michael Gilliam.
Yeah.
Gilliam puts in $5 with no comment. But thank you so much. All those super chats mean a lot. So thank you. We're almost at 150 likes, guys. 7 more likes. 7 of you out there have not hit that like button. It's a little thumbs up thing. I don't know if you know what that hit that, like touch it or whatever. Do it.
And actually, I wonder then, are we going to see, if the present is changed, would it not make sense to suddenly bring back evil Lavar? Why wouldn't you have evil Data? I mean, if you're changing the universe, Data wouldn't be dead in this timeline, why would he be? That might be a good excuse to have, like, Brent as Data, but, like, he can age now, so Brent with a face, white hair, he's playing a very, very evil version of himself because now he's evil. I mean, why wouldn't you play that card of, oh no, all of my friends are evil, there's Riker, he's a bit of a shit too, he directed it in the last episode, but he's really evil now. You know, because maybe that's why the cast said, oh, I'm not in this season, because they're not as their prime characters, but they're in as their alternate characters, which would be great. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you utilize that ability to have a all new version? People like to play different characters. How does Riker play, or Frakes play Riker as a totalitarian bastard? That's an acting choice. That's an acting thing. You know.
It's a shame they never got a Mirror Universe version of the TNG crew.
And this might be this. Like, this might be their way of actually having their cake. Like, let's have 2 episodes in this alternate sort of mirror timeline where we get to see all of our cast except Picard, but de-age flashbacks. I'm going to call it. Wouldn't that be... I mean, put it in the chat right now. Would you want
That would be interesting, where Mirror Universe where telepaths get banned, so Riker has to kill his wife because she's part Betazoid.
Well, pre-wife, yeah. But he liked killing Roxana. Yeah. I mean, yeah, would you guys be up for that? Seeing, you know, evil versions? I mean, we can have anyone from any of the shows because none of them, you know, it's a fresh timeline. You know, what a great choice! What a great use of a cameo. You can even have Mariner, evil Mariner. You know, Tawny Lucen as evil Mariner in Star Trek Picard season 2. I mean, that'd be fantastic. I mean, it's only short appearances, but yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, Medallion. We got a little taste of what the Mirror Universe Riker could be like with "shut up," as in close your mouth and stop talking. No, you can't. Don't even try.
That was pretty evil.
Well, it was not evil, but
anyway. I'm evil for him. Yeah.
Do a poll. Do a poll of what? Fun will now commence. Everybody loves the polls. I'm not going to say a word.
Okay. I get it. Dear me.
Do you?
Yes. No, Move Us was already done to death. This isn't Mirror. This is that's the point. It's the same people, but totalitarian. The Mirror is same people, homicidal totalitarian, who are born evil. That's different. I mean,
Yes.
it's a distinction.
It wouldn't.
But
Yeah,
it's a distinction.
it wouldn't be the mirror universe literally, but they could act the same way that they might in a mirror universe.
It's just people brought up in. It's like if Hitler continued to rule the world, we'd all be the same, just with that ideology in our brains from childhood. You know, whereas mirror, everyone's predestined to have an evil gene. They said that in Discovery, so everyone's sort of innate. Yeah, it'd be really interesting actually. Or someone mentioned Tasha Yar. You know, bring back Tasha, Captain Tasha, or Captain Yar, I suppose. He's leading the new defense fleet. That evil Picard, you know, as in he's come into this universe, and there's Tasha. And he's like, God damn it, Q! Every time I travel in your goddamn universe machine, I meet Tasha. God damn it! It's a shuttle or an evil place.
I let her die for a reason. Couldn't stand her.
No, I mean,
wait.
What?
What?
There's also the penalty box. Every goddamn cube thing, she's there.
Yeah.
And Guinan, Guinan can be there. They can relive his Enterprise. See, now I want to see. See, if we were writing this shit and we had to have the same story structure, we do so much cool stuff with it.
Sergeant Montgomery throws in $5. The Borg implant an anomaly in Picard, killing him in an attempt to assimilate the Q continuum.
Oh wow!
The Borg know about the trial. Perfection is the goal. Wow, that took a real left turn.
Woof.
I don't know.
That's a lot.
That'd be interesting. Imagine the Borg trying to assimilate the continuum. There you go.
Well, it'll be a short episode.
Wow. I don't know what else to talk about, man. Except for 4 more likes.
We can read
4 more
Michael's
likes to
comment.
150. Michael Stark, do you think we'll see the Enterprise E? Trek Central tweeted something about a production sign with the E on it. I think it's a stretch to think the E is coming back, but we won't see it. That's my thought. Boom. Mic dropped.
I mean, I don't want to see their version of it with their bad texturing. Or their Chrome Dream version. I'm sorry, but I could make it probably look nicer than... I mean, but in fairness, if Picard wakes up on an evil version of the E, you know, and they use LED walls to recreate the bridge, and he's sitting in the captain's chair, and there's no uniform, and then in front of him he sees a Borg ship, and they're firing quantums, it destroys it, and it's just, and they turn back and say, "Another Borg cube destroyed, Colonel." It's like, oh, very very good. I'll be in my ready room, with the slave sex slaves.
Yes.
Yes.
All 5 of them.
No, there were 7 last time we checked it. I killed 2 of them. What I meant to say here? I don't know. Yeah, it's a dark timeline, and that, I mean, Mirror E is a hell of a symbol. I'm absolutely fine for that. Maybe the E is chasing the Lesserina, the Mirror Lesserina.
There you go.
That's, I mean,
Good
fun.
old gamer. Didn't we see the E in the museum? Yes, we did. Not in the museum, but in his personal belongings. Yes.
Yeah, Stargazer, Captain's Yacht, etc. Yeah. But guys, we are $38 away from our minimum. Fantastic. We get the 12 likes. That's great. But so we're doing very well considering. So it's basically what you guys want to talk about for the last little bit. Yeah, I think there's some really good ideas there, Stuart. Some really solid story potentials. Wow.
So none of them are going to be what we see. Great. Thanks.
Oh, Jacob. So, question: do we think the Michael Dorn video game announcement is a red herring, or a way plausible by deniability? Well, I mean, his announcement was that he was in one of the games, and then they already showed it, and it's not very impressive. So,
yeah,
I think it was what it was. It wasn't very interesting. Look, Michael Dorn's on a game. Okay. Is the game good? No. Okay.
Matt Boardman, with Dave Blast running production design now, we might see more familiar designs in starships. Yes, I I'm hopeful for better designs than Picard, because they can't get worse. So
That's yeah. I mean, they've progressively got better since Discovery season 1. So, but by that, are they going to be Prime people? Are they going to be alternate universe ships? Because you can make faithful alternate universe ships. I'm not necessarily going to be that engaged. Like, okay, there's a Starfleet-esque. It's like everything in Discovery. It's like it's kind of Starfleet. So I'm kind of like some designs, but same. Whereas if we see, like we'd said, that epic start to the season where, you know, Picard's giving a speech to the Academy, you see this beautiful shot of Earth. There's a fleet of ships. You know, no Discovery shuttles in sight. Like, here is the Federation in its glory. You know, he's working with Seven on a brand new experiment. There's XBs, X-Borgs in the other facility being treated. He's talking to LeVar. He's talking to the Brent person. The androids are helping society. Everything's going great. And then it goes to shit. Cool. And that might be a fun way of having new Starfleet. And then Eagle must get to sell them. Like I said before, invent them that work and are sellable, and you can just sell them.
Fun one comment says Doug Drexler said he's working on the Picard series. Yes, he is. So that's always hopeful. Where's the other comment? Oh, Dan 89th said, "Are you going to Destination Star Trek London?"
Gonna try to. I definitely, as I said before, let's see who the new guests are. Roseanne Dawson doesn't do conventions. Roxanne Dawson. So Blana. So I'm missing her as a photo shoot. So I definitely want to go. A part of being locked down for so long, I appreciate that. Get them while I can. I mean, that was always my philosophy a little bit, but they're gonna look older.
Are you worried they're gonna have the glass divider between you though?
Well, that's the. Yeah, we don't want to do it if that's there, because it's just every picture's the same. The actor just stands there generically, and you stand next to them at that point. Just Photoshop it. Seriously, if you don't get to interact with them, just Photoshop it. What's the point? But the entire Voyager cast is going. They're building Voyager Bridge. It won't be very good, but that's not the point. Very expensive. I don't have to do that as well. Because now I regret not getting Enterprise D Bridge, because those actors might not come back, etc. But I've never had Jerry Ryan or Robert Beltran or Rob Picardo. Well, basically, I've got bits and bobs when I was younger, but they didn't. The Voyager cast doesn't do as many conventions in the UK, so I might have to get most of them. And then the question is, do I get them in my Trekyards outfit or my Voyager outfit? Do I go really absurd? Do I get Kate Mulgrew in Voyager uniform with tricorders and not? You know, do I see Garrett and give him a tricorder? Do I, Oh, the struggles, Stuart. The struggles.
They're real, my friend.
Yeah, although I'm hoping more guests get announced. Oh, and George K. I got George K. like 3 years ago, but now do I get him in Wrath of Khan costume? Or anti-OS? I don't know. Do I burn money? Lighter money? I don't know. Because at a certain point, they're not going to be,
Dan says, would you do a meetup?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Because since I want to do more than one day, I'll probably end up having to maybe stay in a hotel just to kind of like be cognizant enough to be there. Well, I've said to someone else that if it's masks at all time in the convention, that won't be fun for me. I'll just stay outside most of the day, which sort of defeats the point of being at a convention. You're not interacting with anybody, you're not doing anything, you're not able to talk to people, and it's going to be cold. So, it depends. If it's not going to be fun, then it's not going to be fun. Not very good at that mask stuff.
And Mr. Jericho says, I was in front of you in the queue for the tacky photo. George Takei. There we go.
I remember every Trekyards fan I talked to, I had nice chats with. And yes, I think there was 3 people in 3 queues over that weekend. I'm like, oh, hey, man. I'm like, oh, hey. It's like, you're new. I don't know you, but you know me. Hello. Let's go talk to George Takei. La la da da da. And I'm so experienced at it as well, I can give advice to anybody, because I've done literally like 200 photo shoots. It's great. That was a good photo, though. I'm always I have such a plethora of, was that a good photo or not? And that one's a good photo. although do you want a brief, odd story, and you only think about this when you're a photographer. And I've done like hundreds of these. Well, yeah, probably about 300 photo shoots. When the Discovery cast, so when the one before when you came, the whole Discovery cast was there. And even though it was Discovery, I still got most of the cast because I'm like, well, they're during the show. This is how they look exactly, and I've never had that chance before, so that was really kind of cool. Let me see if I can find the picture. But what was odd, you would assume the Sneaker Martin Green picture would be the most important because she's the lead character. But let me remind myself of what it looked like. There was 2 photography booths. One was perfect colouring and perfect lighting, put in focus. The other one was not so good. And the Sneaker Martin Green one... So this is a pure fact of photography, right? We are different skin colours, and so lighting affects us differently. They had it based for her skin tone, which totally blows out my skin tone. So my picture with her, my face is almost a full white mess. Hers is perfect, but it didn't balance well. Now, if it was done in RAW and I could get the original RAW file, I could fix that in post. But it's like, oh, she looks great. I look a bit silly. I'm trying to fix that in post, but it's literally like 2 stops of light too high. You can't recover detail when it's just washed out. And it was frustrating because it's like, well, that's the hero of the show and I don't look so good. Darn. Which is, that rarely happens, but it's a weird thing you don't think about. But yeah, happens.
And Chuck A says, I met Stuart at Starfest Denver 2019. Stuart, are you going again in 2022? Yes, very likely. Yes. Yeah, it's great meeting you guys. And it's weird because you guys know us. Because you see us all the time. You know what we look like. We know you sort of, but we know you behind usually a YouTube name, and we don't know your face. So it's a really weird dynamic of like, hey, hi. But yeah, it's great to meet you guys.
I just checked. It was the same thing with Doug Jones's picture. It was like the too bright, just like because it's the.
Trace throws in $5.
Thanks.
Off topic, but are you planning any future collaborations with Space Dock? I saw you had worked together previously. Nothing planned at the moment? No.
He's busy with his Canadian life. He doesn't really do much else apart from... Like, he doesn't even make Space Dock anymore. He has a voiceover person that writes and edits it, so he's not even doing Space Dock anymore. He does Sojourn, so he's not really into the YouTube stuff. You know, he got his...
Wow.
Yeah, he got enough money to live in Canada, and then he does his web show because it's paid enough on Patreon, and then now someone else does Space Dock for him, so... Whereas I still edit all our videos 6 years in. And it took him, 4 years to not edit his own videos. And made a lot less videos than us too.
Yeah, well...
But I would like to. I mean, you know, he was nice when he was smaller. Is Mirror Cukes the goatee? Well, that's a funny... Is that a hint we've missed?
No. Goatee does not equate to Mirror Universe. I hate that
An alternate universe Q.
That would be great, actually.
So... Then you cover Delancey off. Who's stronger, Q? Me or me? Me? Yes.
They're like twin brothers, just they occupy different dimensions. That'd be interesting. So they know what the other one does, and they know what the other one's been through.
Well, it's the dude in TOS, the two halves, two universes. What was his name?
Lazarus.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Weird episode.
Yeah.
Well, you got to see the dilithium crystals, and they were just like cold packs, glowing orange cold packs.
Well, you could assume that the lithium crystals were in those containers, or that they were like whittled down to like look like that, like shaped. I don't know. Are you guys active STO players? Sorry, I was late to the stream. I play occasionally, so does Samuel, but we have a team Trekyards. Go on Facebook, go to STO Team Trekyards page and ask to join our fleet. We got a space station and everything in the game.
And
there's a Team Trekyards, yes.
And I'm too busy with Trekyards, fan films, and my own stuff. So, But at some point it'd be fun to go back to the start again because they keep remastering and improving. That'd be fun. And I'm certainly very impressed with Thomas Moroni's recent remaster of all of old ships. He does, the standard of CG was so much higher than those ships were at when he started. I mean, new machines and more ambition, and they can do beautiful art, and they've done some really nice updates. When you double your polygon count, it makes a really big difference when they weren't very high poly. Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we get $30 more would be awesome, and another 6 likes would be great. We have the last super chat slot right now. Is Trace that has that, and Trace is a name I'm not familiar with, so that's good. I don't know if you super chatted before, but it's good to see somebody else have the last super chat slot, unless somebody wants to snipe it from them, because it's kind of a game we play at the end of the lives. So if you want to, by all means, and don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't. That's very important as well. What would Mirror Universe Trekyards be like? Well, Samuel would be the shill, and I would be the fandom menace, and I would never like anything, and he would like everything, and we would just always battle it out.
No, Stuart, you're a toxic fan. You don't have an opinion. You're a toxic
you're just
fan.
A shill. Yeah.
That's great.
Sergeant
and
Montgomery,
you have a shaved face. I'd have facial hair.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. And Samuel would have all the ladies, and your roles would be reversed.
Yes, you'd have
what?
You'd have the gay fan base.
Yeah. Sergeant Montgomery right now has the last super chat slot. And we hit 160 likes, which is awesome. But if you haven't hit that like button, please hit it. But yeah, another $30 would be awesome if possible. If not, that's cool too. But
And that's okay, Super. Just go back and watch. It was a great discussion. I think we really zoned in for the first hour.
Yeah.
I mean, as with all these things, we do come up with
hit the ground running on that one.
Yes. Yeah. No, you kind of ask me questions right away. I'm like, oh, that's a thing. That's a brain teaser. I do think though it's very likely we've created better ideas than is in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Generally the way of things. Fry Minis throws in $2. Is there a Trekyards OnlyFans account? There might be. I don't know how to respond to that.
No?
George Mangrum puts in $1 with the last super chat snipe right there. But yeah. Good old gamer says, can Sam grow facial hair? Probably. I mean, I have trouble growing facial hair. This takes me forever to grow anything. That's why I'm reluctant to shave anything, because it's not like I can have it back in like a week. It takes like 4, 5, 6 months. I still can't grow a full beard. If I don't shave, I got like patches of just really smooth skin on my face, and it's like, what the hell? Stop it.
Yeah, and
only yards. $62 only yards.
Is that Pixie from Avalon, or Pixie? Someone called Pixie. Let us know. Yeah, I can grow facial hair, but it goes from nothing to ginger to staying the same length and just itchy. There's no beard point. There's just, I have lots of hair on my face. It sucks.
Yeah, it'll eventually. Yeah, it seems like it doesn't grow for a while. You'll be fine.
But it would take
you probably never want to grow it, but
like it sucks for so long just to get a beard, which itself is annoying. I don't know why you'd want a beard. Like it is. Oh, hello. I was talking about your uniform today.
Bum Wombat, $1 with this attempt at the last super chat snipe, and then Michael Gilham throws in $1 to kind of take it away from him. So right now Michael has the last super chat slot, and we're only like $20 away now from an awesome end of the stream. So if you're able to super chat, please consider doing so. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for this season of Picard if done properly. And I'm excited to see Q back regardless, because it's Q, for Christ's sakes.
And he seems in form.
Yes. Yeah.
But not the same bounce, which is good. He should be a little bit more nuanced, potentially. I mean, you don't associate all good things with Q being super bouncy. Really. Like, he's not... You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's not really that...
I'm excited to see where they go with it, because there's a lot of potential here to make it better than Season 1. Which is not difficult. Just saying. If they're planning season 2 and 3 at the same time, which they are, Hmm. So, yeah. So right now, yeah, looks like we'll probably be winding it down here. Michael Gillum has the last super chat slot with $1. So, Sergeant Montgomery snipes in with $2. I love seeing new snipers on the firing line. At least they're snipers and not targets.
Although for another
kind of are type, they are targets for the other snipers, I guess.
For another $10, I'll give myself a beard. I'm not joking. Who wants to see me with a beard? 10 more bucks, and I'll do the thing and I'll put it on screen. It's achievable, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do it in a minute. Let's see who can raise the challenge.
George Mangrum throws in $2. Predictions for this week's Lower Decks snipe.
Oh God.
It's called this. The title is a Spy Humongous.
Right.
So humongous means big, but spy.
Thanks, Stuart. Thank you for telling me that.
Oh well, everybody knows. It's all over the place.
Just the way you said that. No, just like humongous means big. I'm like, Oh. It's just the way you said it was just like so matter of fact.
And spy indicates, instead of a spy among us, a spy humongous. It's just hilarious. So who knows? I think it probably has something to do with the Boimler double. But hard to say.
Ooh, maybe.
We have theories, we have speculations, we have ideas that we've already put out there. So let's see if they follow through with.
I did see, because I don't know where they're seeing it. I did see a trailer for it, a 15-second trailer. The only thing was that they've got a job to do something with senior officers' like unused possessions, and it's like, oh, okay. What does that mean? Yeah, $10, and I'll show you how I'd look in a beard. I've made the image, so 10, I'll do it. And Pixie, I sent you a message, so go look. Ha 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 ha. Woo ha ha ha.
Eric says, "How's Olivia doing?" She's doing fine.
Busy trucking, I guess.
She has a procedure tomorrow, so she'll be fine, I think.
Good luck. Good luck.
So George has the last super chat slot. Unless somebody wants the $10 picture of Samuel with a beard for some reason.
It's not. We are at the whim of the audience, but I put myself in a beard in Voyager costume, so which I'm now.
And Wago makes a good point. An image is cheating.
I mean, it could have been a real image from me. Who's to say this wasn't not a fake image? Who is to say?
Looks like you scared off all the snipers, Sergeant Montgomery. It's like, where are the snipers? Well, your comment scared them away.
It's not a Photoshop. It's something much cleverer. Stuart, do you want to see it?
Sure. Fry Minis. Yes, send it to me. Fry Minis, $2. Money for a pic? You weren't joking about OnlyFans, right?
Okay. It is true. This is now OnlyFans level. Right, here is me with a beard in Voyager costume.
And Super Blubberpuss says, how much for a chest shot?
Diabolical.
$50, and he'll show you his chest before we leave. Jonathan C, $2. Shut up and take my money. Just kidding. Don't shut up. Okay.
That'd be an awkward
Michael Gillum. Yeah, Michael Gillum, $2. So, oh wow, that's a thing. What the actual F?
Isn't that great? It's just what a great reaction from. It's not a Photoshop thing. It's like a whole thing.
Doesn't look bad actually.
Well, it's better that way, Stuart.
No. Michael. That's great. Michael Gillum, $2 for the last super chat slot. And Matt Borbin snipes in with $2. Sings,
I messed him up.
Where did all the snipers go?
So I can do a different facial hair.
Somebody screenshot that. We're going to use that.
Yeah, well, you know, it's okay. Okay, fine. This is clearly hilarious. I just laughed. Who wants to see this picture of my face?
Anyone? Is that bird real? Where you'd wear it? If that beard was real, you'd wear it constantly. And is that a real beard? Says Super Lover Post.
It is not. It's a CGI beard.
Very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
What's this last picture we're supposed to look at? Because honestly, another $5 is all.
Oh yeah,
we
we're
need
so
right now,
close.
so-
We are so close.
Yeah. So it's our last super chat slot of $5 or snipe would be awesome, if possible.
Okay, because yeah, how much are we at? We're what? Oh, 4. Yeah, 4. All right.
Well, you round it up to 5 because it's $4
that is
and
true.
like a couple cents. So
That is true. All right, so I just did this as well. Right, there's me with a slightly different haircut. How I would look. Dear me. Yeah, this is the good old all the softwares I have. You see how
Jesus Christ!
See,
How funny how something like that changes the way a person looks.
See, I burst out laughing too. You get why.
That's great. Oh, there we go. Trout Bomb Wombat throws in $5 with no comment, but thank you so much. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Hit our goal. Amazing. Thank you so much, guys. And on that really weird note, I think we'll call it quits for today. Join me tomorrow night for my live first reaction to the next episode of Lower Decks at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also don't forget tomorrow, the Mugatu Survival Guide 101 is being released. So check that out. Could be very important. Could save your life one day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, until...
it probably will do, Stuart. Let's be honest. Let's not,
It's true.
Yeah, I think so.
It's true. So until next time, guys, he's Commander Calkins.
He's Captain Foley.
And Sergeant Montgomery throws in $2. Q-snap that hair and beard out of existence. And the Q-snap this whole stream out of existence, actually.